Well, with more on this historic season for Nelly Korda, we welcome in Golf Week senior writer Beth Ann Nichols. Beth Ann, good to have you. Let's talk about, first off, the final round yesterday. Nelly did not have the best opening 9, but was able to bounce back and ultimately win. What did she show you yesterday, especially after taking a layoff?
Well, I think she just showed us once more, what a fighter she is. I think her resilience that she's shown this year, especially in the second half of the season when we've seen her have such big mistakes and key moments, thinking back, of course, to the AIG Women's Open at St. Andrews and the Olympics. She had a big number, and of course, early on at the U.S. Women's Open. Those things are kind of rattling around in her brain, and she was able to block those out, rise to the occasion, stay patient. I think, her caddy said, when someone gets in a hole, few people can dig out faster than Nelly Korda. And I think she showed us that this year with all the even strange things that have happened to her this year, like the dog bite.
I'd actually completely forgotten about the dog bite as one of the weird storylines in here as well, Beth Ann. There were a lot of highlights last week, particularly the Caitlin Clark Pro-Am Wednesday, Nelly winning on Sunday. Of course, it wouldn't be a week on the LPGA Tour if there wasn't something that didn't quite go right. Slow play, obviously one of those issues. And I want to bring you back to a question that you asked Charlie Hull over the weekend, and just listen to her answer for a moment.
Finishing so late in the dark yesterday, I'm wondering what your thoughts are on what can be done about pace of play.
Oh, it's crazy. I said, I'm quite ruthless, but I said, listen, if you get 3 bad timings, every time is a 2-shot penalty. If you have 3 of them, you lose your tour card instantly. Go back to key school, because I'm sure that would hurry a lot of people up and they wouldn't want to lose their tour card. So that would kind of kill the slow play, but they'd never do that.
How important of an issue is it, though, out here?
Oh, it's ridiculous. And I feel sorry for the fans, how slow it is out there, because we were out there for, 5 hours and 40 minutes yesterday? We're playing a 4-ball at home on a hard golf course, and we're rounding 3.5 hours, 4 hours, so it is pretty crazy.
Beth Ann, you were there for the entire tournament every day. Just how much was slow play a problem?
Well, there were no weather delays at all. I mean, it was beautiful. There was some wind, of course, but when you look at the fact that they couldn't finish Thursday or Friday's round, that Friday's round had to be pushed into Saturday, which then pushed back Saturday's tee times a half an hour. And when you have, these 2-star players, Nelly Korda and Charlie Hull, going head-to-head down the stretch, and all fans are talking about is the fact that it's so slow out there and they're finishing in the dark. The players are talking about it. It's a black eye for the tour. Even taking a breather, sitting in the fairway with Johnny Michai there. It's brutal. And I don't, obviously the tour's not going to do what Charlie suggested, but I love her for saying it. And even Annika was saying to me, at the end of the week, she said even the practice rounds are so slow now that players don't want to play 18 holes early in the week because it's so brutal. So, I actually wrote a column on this because unfortunately, when you have 120 players in the field, as you did this week, with so much, constriction with daylight, anything that goes just a little bit off, and in this case, nothing went off, and they still didn't finish play, but they have 0 wiggle room. And so when you have people who are doing so much to put on a premier event like we had this weekend, Gamebridge and the Doyle family and Annika Sorenstam, and they've asked for 3 consecutive years now to shorten the field so that they'd have more wiggle room, so they could have something like a ceremonial tee shot from Annika on the first day. And each time, it's been denied. And I understand that players are trying to, obviously have this last-ditch effort to keep their cards for next year, and that's really important. But you also have to safeguard the product of the tour, and you don't want to have these moments where everybody should be talking about, the stars and how well they're playing and the golf course shining, and instead we're talking about slow play. So obviously it's going to take a while for the LPGA to address a worsening issue on tour and slow play, but they could have a quick fix here in making this field smaller so that they don't have so many logistical problems. I mean, they're in anticipation of not finishing, moving the lights over from the range at 2 o'clock in the afternoon to the 18th green. So it's just not a good scenario.
And yet, in the men's game, we have a scenario where the PGA Tour is considering dropping fields to 120 so they can play within daylight. And we have a scenario where the LPGA Tour can't play within daylight. with 120 players. And one of your columns over the weekend, you quoted Carlotta Saganda saying that she knows she's slow, she's going to have to work on it, she knows she has to get faster. She's been one of the slowest players on tour in years, year after year. And in fairness to the LPGA Tour, they do actually hand out fines, which is more than the PGA Tour has done over the last 30 years. But is that enough? Do they need to just start hitting these players with strokes?
Absolutely. I mean, to your point, I don't know that I have a whole lot of hope that Carlotta is going to get faster next year. She said she's going to work on it, but here she is trying to get into the field for the CME Group Tour Championship this week, which of course has a winner's prize of $4 million. And so Sagana gets dinged with a $4,000 fine, and she's going to, I hate to put words in her mouth, but kind of take that in stride a little bit, because what's on the line? And so she gets that 60th and final spot into the field next week, and maybe, taking a little bit of extra time thinking about a shot paid off for her in the long run. So I think, even though, $4,000 is a lot to a lot of players, for top players, it's not. And so it's really not that much of an incentive compared to stroking. So I would love to see more penalty strokes dished out, and this is something that, a lot of players have been calling for to get. They know what a big deal it is. I mean, they obviously went over the TV window 51 minutes on Saturday, and that's just brutal.
Yeah, I'm on your side, Beth Ann, on all tours. So we'll see what happens. I don't know if you heard us, but we were talking about, and you were there. Obviously, it was a great week there, just outside of Tampa and St. Pete, and the fact that Caitlin Clark was part of the Pro-Am. Nelly Korda wins for the 7th time. She's a superstar in the game right now. It seems like you would think that the LPGA Tour has some positive momentum. Do you feel like the tour, from the commissioner down, is actually propelling that?
No, quite frankly, I think there's a feeling amongst, a lot of folks in and around the tour, and I'm not just talking about media, but, players, check writers, a lot of folks are feeling that the tour's not capitalizing on this moment. The LPGA is turning 75 years old, should be, leading the pack here for women's sports. And it just doesn't really feel like the LPGA is on the forefront of anything. And in fact is, quite the contrary, not actually capitalizing on the momentum that we're seeing in all of women's sports. So, it doesn't feel like it did when Carolyn Bivens was commissioner, and we're worrying about whether or not, the tour is going to survive. It's nothing like that. It's more of, Molly Marcoux-Simon said last year that this was, a period of transformational growth for the tour. And yes, purses are up, mostly due to the 5 majors. But overall, it really doesn't feel like, we're seeing an uptick in the number of folks covering the tour week to week, or really getting into that, breaking through into that mainstream conversation. Yes, Nelly Korda did the Met Gala. Yes, she did the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issues. And those are, big steps into getting into that arena, but it still feels like she's not a household name domestically speaking. And so, I'm hoping that, if there could be a vision that was articulated, I think a lot of people are struggling kind of understanding what, where the tour is trying to go in terms of a vision, or making big decisions. Like the tour's players are waiting to hear about the gender policy. What's the tour going to do there? What are they going to do with this LET merger? There are just so many issues that remain unresolved. And I think it's a tipping point for the tour.
As always, great thoughts from Golf Week senior writer Beth Ann Nichols. Thank you for joining us. Enjoy the CME this week.
Thank you.